Hello, my name is Joanna. After my mother found a new guy, I'm living in a completely different world. My mother is a very respectable and successful person. She ran in a major oven company, and my father was the son of a ruined farmer. When they turned 20 years old, they'd been married for great love. When I was 6 years old, my mother practically inherited the company from her father. And after 4 years, mom and dad got a divorce because our dad was in romance with mom's secretary. Mom caught them in the back room of the main office. Father returned to his dilapidated farm, and my mother decided that I should live with her. Because I'm a girl, I need to get a good education, and my father doesn't even have enough money for himself. We really saw with my father, but we were very often connected by video translation and met once per every 6 months in neutral territory. At the last month, I turned 18 years of age, and a week later, my mother found a new guy, whose name was John. After divorce with my dad, mom met a man of different ages, but they were together no more than a month. John was the youngest. He was 26 years old and he was very pretty. John was also from a poor family and worked as a courier in our company. I always believed that he needed only mom's money. In a month, John moved to our house and immediately began to discuss preparing for the wedding. After we began communicate more with him, I recognized him from the best side. He was very smart and a decent guy. Sometimes we talked for hours. He told different stories from his life and said that main desire in his life break out of poverty and run away from parental influences. Then to my mother, he appeared opportunity to do it. John is very grateful to my mother for this opportunity, but I am very good now my mother and understood how she felt about John. When we had mom's guests, he was forbidden to open his mouth. When she was busy, John was not allowed to leave the house without her. I understood. When my mother get bored of John, she would drive him out like the rest of her men. Actually, this was not the only reason of my excitement. I like John as a man, and when my mother was not at home, I tried to spend with him as possible much time. Very often, we walked around the park, sitting together at lunch, went to the cinema, we always had fun together. However, when the mother came home, we had to pretend that nothing is happening between us. One day, my mother returned from home very early and met us when we returned from a walk in the park. She was very angry and asked what was happening. I tried to explain that John is bored of staying at home all the time, and I'm entertaining him as I can, since he has already become part of our family. My mother warned me, if something like this happen again, she will send me to my father without a penny of money, as I have already become an adult. After this scene, John was very scared, and I was terribly angry. The mother behaved as if he was his property. For a few weeks, John didn't talk to me practically. I was very bad and painful because I already fell in love with him. I also realized that I could no longer with this domineering and unpleasant woman, which treated people as things. I have decided that it's time going to be out of the house forever and start by myself to build their future. I told him to come away together until have yet been wedded, and explained to him in detail that he will stay with nothing, just like other men of mother. I began to gather on the road, prepare a trip plan, especially don't hurry as I hoped that John would agree to live with me. One evening, John came to my room and asked what were my plans to escape. I said I have a lot of girlfriends in different cities. They can shelter us for the first time. We will start working immediately, and when we collect money, we will get an education. Then, we will have the life that we dream of. After our talk, John thought 2 days and agreed to escape. We quickly packed up all the things, and the next day, after my mother departed to work, We left the house through the back door. John constantly looked around, afraid, and Mother will be back at any time. Quiet Lance will walk quickly to the bus to another city. My friend promised to shelter us for 2 weeks. I smiled all the way to the bus and imagined our life with my beloved person. Even though we waited for difficult time, but together we can overcome them. I was somehow at ease and little ashamed because of I didn't dare to escape much early. All the way to the bus we didn't talk. Each thought of his own. John was scared and confused. At the bus station we already waited for a bus, and we got on the bus. And suddenly they saw a car from Mom Guard who drove past. Strong guys from the mother guard got out of the car. We crouched. The guards passed by. Our bus began to slowly drive off. 3 hours later, we were already sitting at my friend's house and told the story of our dating. The next day, I already got a job as a seller in a supermarket and John the loader. I wrote a letter to my mother where I talked about our feelings with John and asked not to look us because we are very happy. 6 months later, I went to my courses, and John has already finished his studies at the brokerage exchange. Now we live in our apartment bought on credit. And we have a car. We didn't see my mother again. I heard from her friend that she found herself a new guy and is going to get married again. Please, write in the comment the history of your relationship, like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the new story.